Okay, hello, and welcome to another talking, rambling discussion video about Wuthering Waves. Today I want to talk about why crushing someone's gem into alchemy dust is a good thing. I'm kidding. Um, I want to talk about how video games in general, but specifically Wuthering Waves, should steal more shit from fighting games. I think it should steal more shit from fighting games. And also why the Forte circuit is a great mechanic that they can use to make characters more interesting. I was thinking about going into like different fighting game archetypes. I talked a little bit about this in my Monster Hunter in fighting game video about the different character archetypes. But actually thinking, like ruminating in my thoughts, I don't think they should introduce character archetypes, but they should keep on focusing and playing around with the Forte circuit mechanic. The reason why I say character archetypes might not be that good, because if you have a grappler or a puppeteer, this is a gacha game, right? So if they really, like, if every character falls into like a group and they can all do these things, there would be like absolutely no reason to pull on the characters. I'm talking even as a free to play, right? I don't spend any monies on gacha games because I just don't. It different topic. But so I'm gonna focus on the stuff they could easily take from fighting games and implement it, and it would be a benefit. But also remember, my opinion is always punish. No, always reward the player, don't punish them. And I'm gonna show these things in the game. Um, and I'm not saying they're doing a bad work. Oh my God, English. Bad job at the moment. I'm saying they can keep on doing even better stuff. So the first topic would be, do characters play the same? And I think an important thing to understand before you even try to discuss this is, when you discuss if characters play the same, it does not matter if we're talking about the DPS, healer, support, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because we're talking about how the character plays. An example would be if you have a character. Let's say. Well, it doesn't matter because I'm just showing it. Okay. Let's say you swap in the character, you do the skill, you do the ultimate. Just imagine I did the ultimate. You swap to the next character, you do the skill, you do the ultimate. They play the same. It doesn't matter if the first character did a lot of damage and the second character just healed your team and gave you a shield. The playstyle is literally just press skill, press ultimate. So that would be playing the same. And that will lead me into the Forte circuit discussion. So for example, if you have a character where, and I think Wuthering Waves should implement this as a reward, not a punishment. I think Wuthering Waves can implement easily just frames, which is basically just you have to time your button presses. So you can't just press attack, 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 attack. But again, as a reward, not a punishment. So you can press attack, 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 attack. Or you could press attack and then after the animation finishes, if you time it just right, you get a bonus. In Tekken, that would be an electric, which is basically the character does like an uppercut. But if you do the motion, it's forward, neutral, and then a quarter circle forward, triangle. If you do that at the right frame, it will be stronger, it will gain additional properties, and there will be like this electric effect and sound. So, and it's really fun to do. But of course, in a fighting game, it's a 1v1, and once you reach like a certain level, you should always use electrics. But that's PvP, and this is not PvP. This is a single player experience. That's why I'm saying, because on fighting games you kind of need to get punished. If you use a bad move or you fuck up the motion, you're gonna get hit. But in a single player experience, you should reward the player, not punish them. So, for example, Sanwa. Sanwa, and I know I'm gonna talk for myself, but fighting game players can be bitches. Let's be real. Like, if you just look at the FGC, all the drama and shit that happened, it's hilarious. It's funny. It's funny. But it's kind of like outlandish, the shit that happens in fighting games, in the fighting game space. But yeah, let's go to Sanwa. If you want to, you can just intro in, do your skill, do your ultimate, do this, it explodes, you outro out, you get the buff. But you don't even have to do that. You can literally just intro in, do whatever the fuck you want, right? You don't have to play optimal at all. And then outro out, because her outro buff buffs the basic attack damage by 38% for 14 seconds, right? Like, if you only care about that, you can just intro in, fill up the bar, outro out, you get the buff, it's all good. But you get rewarded for actually using her Forte circuit, using her skills. She also has like a talent where if you do the 5th hit, she gets buffed. So, you know, you want to use your Forte after the 5th hit. You know, so they Wuthering Waves already has mechanics in the game where you get rewarded for playing well without punishing you for playing bad. And of course you can enjoy the game however you want, right? But I also understand that it's a gacha game, so you should be able to, if someone spends a lot of money, right, to like get duplicates of characters and weapons, he should be able to clear content way easier than someone like me who didn't spend any money and I don't have the characters' constellations and the weapons and all of that, right? Again, that it always goes back to my video game philosophy of reward the player, don't punish them. If you want to spend and you can play the game on, I don't want to say easy mode, but you can just roll through the content, right? It's cool. But if you want to learn the characters and do the intricacies, you get rewarded. Also, on that note, I would love if you could turn constellations and levels on and off. Like, once I put the resources in, right? Like, if I have her constellations, I want to be able to, like, just turn them on and off. Or if I have a level to level 90, I want to be able to de-level her, but for free. Because you already spent the resources, so it should be for free, right? But that's a side note. So back to the point of, excuse me, Forte circuit, characters playing the same, and all of that stuff. So Sanwa's Forte works by releasing the button at the right time. And you can increase the field of when you are allowed to release by using her skill or her ultimate. See, now it's bigger, right? I fucked that up, but now it's bigger. Changli's and Yang Yang's play the same. Changli, you get stacks by either using the skill and then you immediately go into the true side, or by doing the 4-hit combo and then the 5th hit is the true side. If you do a charged attack, it only takes 2 attacks. But the point is, you get 4 stacks, you hold heavy attack, and then she does a big explosion. With Yang Yang, you either do heavy and then basic, or you do skill, and if it connects, you get a stack. But once you have 3 stacks, you either do jump attack and then she does a thing, or you do heavy and then she jumps up and then you press it again to do her thing and you can swap off field. Now this isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'm not saying because both of them just activated by pressing heavy, it's a bad thing. No, I'm saying you can use the Forte as a mechanic to make characters unique, which they do. I'm not saying they don't, they do. But yeah, do more of that. When it comes to basic gameplay, Kakaro, for example, if you want to, you can just do skill, 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 right? However, the skill doesn't interrupt the basic attack. So you can kind of like piano key. You can do attack skill, attack skill, attack skill. I think I fucked that up, but basically you can do it after each other. But I think I fucked that up, right? Yeah, okay, whatever. Anyways, you can do that. So he plays differently than both of these. Because Yang Yang, when you use the skill, if it connects, you just get a stack. With him, you can actually cycle between them. But if you don't want to do that, you can just do skill, skill, skill. Yeah, 3 times. You can just do skill, skill, skill. And his ultimate also kind of changes it. If we now go to... Excuse me? If we now go to dungeon, I think she's dead. Yeah, she's dead. Let me go to let me heal her. For her, every time you use your skill, it fills her bar up a little bit. Once it's at half or full, you can hold heavy, and she does like a big AoE. And if you press basic afterwards, you get a bonus attack. I don't know why that's a... Why you can press the basic afterwards, because you use your forte anyway, so you always want to use the basic attack afterwards. But anyway, so if you want to fill it up, you do this, right? And you see, every time I use the skill, it fills up a little bit. Then once it's filled, you hold it, and she regains health and deals damage. With what's her name? Baiji, you have 2 options, but I think one of them is obsolete, I'm gonna be honest. When you keep attacking, you fill it up, and then it enhances either your skill, or you can do you can do this shit, which I don't think anyone does this. But anywho's, so they already, so on the topic of Forte Circuit and how it distinguishes characters, they're already doing a good job. And they can keep on doing that, and I mentioned that in my character survey video, where I want them to keep doing that, make the characters unique by utilizing the Forte mechanic. Now, if, excuse me, I'm kind of losing my train of thought. So back to the topic of taking stuff from other games. One thing I think they could easily implement is just frames. I don't like comparing games, but fuck it. In ZZZ, there's a character called, I think, Soldier 11. And she uses just frames. Again, it goes back to rewarding the player, not punishing them. If you don't want to use the just frames, you can just keep attacking. And you will do physical damage. If you time your attack and you press the button, so you don't spam, you press the attack at a certain timing or interval, or some people look at the animation at certain animation points, she actually deals fire damage. So attack gets enhanced and it deals fire damage. So you get rewarded for playing better. But I mentioned the punishment, right? Why is that not a punishment? Because if you do it right, you do way more. So if you play worse, you get punished, right? No, because her skill, if you use her EX skill, you don't have to do the just frames anymore. All of you, like, it basically automatically does it for you. You can just, now you can just spam attack. It doesn't matter what your timing is, and it will always do the perfect thing. So in Wuthering Waves, I don't have every character. I'm telling you that, you know, I don't have every character. I don't know if they already have that mechanic in place, where just frames exist. I know, for example, Yanwu, if you use his Forte, if you use his heavy attack in your rotation, it buffs his other attacks. But I don't think just frames exist in this game, and I think it could be easily implemented. Like, they could just release a character where if you time his attacks, he gets a bonus. Whatever that bonus is, right? It could be just a stat boost. It could literally just be, if you time him right, they do 5% more. It has a 5% more crit chance, right? I would personally like it more if it actually changes a little bit. So, let's say with Kalkaro, right? I'm not saying they should retroactively change him. I'm using this as an example. Let's say if you use Kalkaro and when you time your attacks, you know his stand? Like when you time your attack, his the dude behind him, the electro dude, he actually attacks with you. As an example, for just frames. Like if you do this, the other guy does like a ghost hit, like an echo hit, and it deals more damage. It's cool, it's nice for players that wanna like engage with the combat system, but it doesn't take away from someone who doesn't care, because you can just keep normally attacking, and it's fine. So just frames is something I would love to see in Wuthering Waves. And I think they could easily implement it. I'm pretty sure they have that in PGR. It's been a while since I played PGR, but I think there was a character I played where you got rewarded for timing your attacks. I'm thinking, is there a character I have that uses?
Do my best.
Make this quick.
Perfect weather for a walk.
Anything I can help.
Why hesitate if you I should try to smile more?
She has negative edge.
Try to smile more.
Another day. I alone will decide whether it's for show or for battle.
No, but she does have mechanics where you can use the heavy attacks to like get the crystals.
Nice.
Plan.
Yeah, no, I don't have a character that has just frames. I don't own these. I don't know if they have that.
No rush.
Does he have just frames? He just attacks. It's get replaced. Resonance skill. It gets replaced. It just changes the cycle. Okay. Heavy attack. Okay. Yeah. So for example, just frames. I know Angkor, when you use her skill, there is a certain
Time for another adventure?
part in her skill where if you press it again, you actually get a bonus. But that's, you know, more of that. I want more of that. Like, you can just use the skill and it's fine. But if you want to, you can use her skill and then press it at the right time again, and it does something extra. Same with Yang Yang's Forte. If you can, it's nothing special, but when you use her Forte, once you've activated it, you can swap off and she will continue doing her thing. It doesn't get cancelled. Something else, I think... Is there something else I think they could take from character games? From fighting games? I don't really want archetypes because that wouldn't work with like the gacha mechanic. I don't want the game to be like... Because that's not what it is. It will never be a character action game. It will never be a Devil May Cry, and I'm fine with that. It doesn't have to be.
Speeding up. Against the wind.
They could also implement just a mechanic where, or like a character where, if you use your skill at certain points in your combo, that it becomes better. So, for example, with Chun-Li, there's no real reason not to use the skill when you have it, except of course when your bar is full, right? But there's no real reason to do a 3-hit combo and then use your skill. There's no reason. If you have the skill, just use it, swap off field, wait for her to come back down. Didn't do it because there's no enemy. Wait for her to come back down, and then you have her true sight, if you could see it, and then you do this. But yeah, that's something else they could do. Like, instead of just doing the combo or skill, if you use this skill at this chain, like this part of the chain, it gets enhanced.
Make it fast.
Or the other way around, right? Like if you use the skill, your next basic attacks get enhanced. They could do more of that. But yeah, I'm gonna keep this video shorter. I don't want to ramble on for too long. Forte Circuit is a great mechanic. Keep making more unique stuff. Keep making characters interesting. Yeah, what I would like to see is just frames and using a skill in a certain part of the chain like enhances the skill, and using the skill before a certain part of the attack chain. Like if you put it like after 3, it enhances 4 and 5, for example. That's what I would like to see. Character archetypes, yeah, of course it would be cool to have a puppeteer.
Make it fast.
But I don't really think it's...
Make it fast.
Or like a grappler, but I think that's hard to implement in like a game like this. It would be very hard. Or like a summoner, right? But it would be sick. It would be sick. Like if a character comes out and you can fucking... Like you attack and then you... Wait, Jeje kind of... What's her name? Jinxie. Jinxie kind of does it, where you do her combo, and if you use the skill, then it becomes free, right? And you summon the fucking dragon. Like, that's kind of already in the game. Yeah, more of that. Just bring just frames. Make the timing of using certain skills at a certain point, enhance it, and using the skill before a certain point enhances the basic attack string. That would be cool. Forte Circuit, great mechanic. And if you want to say that characters play the same, it has to be the actual, like, what buttons you press and when you press them. Right? It doesn't matter if it just deals damage or if it heals. If you just do a skill ult, then yeah, they're gonna play the same. But yeah, more of that. Make more use. Some people think that if you only have 2 buttons, that you can't really do a lot. But if you think of it like this, let's say you create a game, and you have 1 normal attack button and 1 heavy attack button, right? And they both only do 3 attacks. So we have 3 basic attack and 3 heavy attack. Now you also implement the jump button. What you now have is you have 3 basic ground attacks, 3 basic heavy attacks, 3 basic air attacks, and 3 heavy air attacks. If you introduce a dash, now you can cancel each basic and heavy attack with the dash. If you now introduce timing, now you still have all of the things you had before, but if you time it at the right time, every single thing gets enhanced. If you introduce delays, let's say you do 2 basics and then you wait for the first one, it now launches the enemy. Now it opens up, like, you still only have the same amount of basic and heavy attacks, but now it opens up way more, because now you can do 2 basic, delay the last one, it launches the enemy, you jump, you do your 3-hit combo, you dash, do it into the heavy, enemy comes back down. You know, it can get crazy. I don't expect that, but just frames would be nice. Do more with the Forte Circuit. They're doing a good job with that. And certain timings enhance skills, and certain timings of the skill enhance the basic attack. Yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. I ramble too much, but I'm trying to get back into like making videos. It is what it is. Thank you for watching. I might see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.